Just got done watching the Xbox One reveal not too long ago, so I just kind of wanted to weigh in on a couple issues. Um, I must admit I did go into this watching the video a little bit biased. I had seen a couple reviews by Angry Joe and Alpha Omega Sen, and they kind of didn't like the reveal too much, so I kind of had a feeling I was going to enjoy the reveal too much. But just want to let you guys know I was a little bit biased towards it. But here we go. So right off the bat, I forget the first gentleman's name, but from what it looks like they're trying to make TV more intelligent. That basically means to be their bottom line here. I think one of the quotes he said was, "It's time for technology to step behind the curtain, and for you and your entertainment to take center stage." Um, right off the bat, they were letting you know that the Xbox One is just going to be called. It will be cloud powered, so basically everything, all your saves, all your videos, all your screenshots, and everything will go directly to the cloud. So that also brings up internet connectivity, but we'll get into that a little bit later. A lot of people seem to dislike the look of the console. I kind of don't care. I mean, like as long as it doesn't weigh 50 pounds and I need a whole crane forklift to get it into my living room, I really don't care. Even if it does look like a VCR box a little bit. Um, the second person that came on the stage, I think his name was Yusef Mehdi. He's basically talking about how it's going to be an all-in-one experience. And another thing he says is that he's going to have some stuff here and some stuff at E3. And I understand how it is when you announce a new console. It's kind of like a waiting game. You kind of want to release enough to get your fans interested and new people interested, but you don't want to release too much as to give away too much to your competitors. So, I mean, Sony's already had their press release. Nintendo has already released their whole console. So, it's the waiting game is kind of over. It's kind of time for you to retaliate as a system, as a company. Connect. It's been revamped. Apparently, it can now talk to all the devices connected to your TV. It recognizes your voice. Basically, they were demonstrating how you can go between live TV and your game or your movie or whatever just with a voice command. The big question I have is, will it work? Connect, um, as I've seen, I don't actually personally own one, but as I've seen certain reviews, I have seen some mixed reviews how it doesn't work. It doesn't pick up certain things when you do certain movements. So hopefully they've not only integrated a lot of voice commands, but they've also integrated improved motion detection. I think that's going to need a lot of work. The snap mode, that's something else that I liked. Basically, it allows you to run simultaneous apps. So if you want to watch, as they demonstrated, Star Trek and Skype your friend, or if you want to watch the football game and Skype your friend at the same time, it's possible. And I kind of like this. If you know me, you know I like to search the web with 17 different tabs open, and usually on my left side I'll have a video open, and on the right side I'll actually have research going on. It looks like Microsoft, it looks like they're trying to get rid of just the console controller by you just controlling it with the physical control in your hands. Because right now they let you do motion controls, they let you do voice motion and voice controls with the Connect 2.0 or whatever they're calling it. They're also having the physical controller with you, and they also have the smart glass technology on your phone. And I think that's great and all, but is this too much? Apparently now, like a lot of people are calling it a set-top box or whatever they call it, whatever Apple TV was. It's getting kind of like that. You can watch football, NFL or whatever, or NBA or basketball or whatever, and you can also have your fantasy team. Every time a certain person scores, your fantasy team will pop up and it'll add or subtract points depending on what happens. I think that's really cool. Would I really use it? No, because I have not a clue as to how fantasy anything works. I barely know how Final Fantasy works, so that's gonna be interesting. And the question is, do we really? I think it's really cool, but do we really need that if you're already going to have your smartphone out for your smart glass technology? I mean, it's really cool, but at the same time, it's kind of unneeded. The next person that came on was Mark Whitten. He basically talked about cloud gaming. He talked about the architecture. Apparently, there's supposed to be something like 500 billion transistors, and That sounds like a heck of a lot of transistors. 8 gigabytes of RAM, Blu-ray drive, which I thought was kind of interesting. I thought Sony was going to try to keep more of a monopoly on that. I don't know if they just gave that away, or I don't know what happened with that. It's going to be silent, which I know is the main reason they released that new shiny black Xbox Elite a year or two ago. It's a redesigned Kinect. It's accurate, and apparently it can read your heartbeat. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, unless the Kinect's going to be able to call 911 in case my heart rate seems abnormally fast or abnormally slow, I don't know if I want all that. I mean, I'm not going to go and buy like a heart monitor, but at the same time, leave me alone. Leave my innards alone. Anyway, the controller is going to have an integrated battery compartment. Does that mean rechargeable? I hope so, because one thing I really hate doing nowadays is buying AA batteries every 5 days. It's got a Wi-Fi direct radio stack, which sounds pretty cool, but doesn't know what that means. Kinect apparently will recognize it as soon as you pick up the controller, and it's supposed to be lag-free. And under my notes, I put in parentheses, hopefully. Yes, there's going to be 500 billion transistors, and yes, there's going to be 8 gigabytes of RAM, but how flawless and how lag-free it'll be, we'll have to wait and see. I'm really interested to see if this really will be lag-free. I mean, Windows stuff isn't really known for being lag-free. Anyway, apparently for Xbox One, he went on to talk about how Xbox One's going to have 300,000 servers. All the content is going to be stored on the cloud. There's going to be a DVR inside the Xbox One, which I think is really cool because it will be used to capture footage, capture online footage. As you're probably watching right now, it's probably watching me play Call of Duty or whatever. But you'll be able to capture online footage. No need to buy an outside, gosh, I forgot what they're called. Capture card. First of all, I kind of feel like they did that to keep up with Sony a little bit, because I know Sony, they're having some sort of service where you can pretty much live stream and capture video for, I think they said about $60 a year, which depending on who you are might not be too bad. Like if you have a partnership with YouTube, that'll be kind of cool, but for me, I'll stick it up through the external connection if possible still. Along with that DVR, I'm sure they won't have a monthly fee because you're already paying a monthly fee for Xbox Live, but I'm wondering, can you use that DVR offline? Let's say me and a couple buddies were playing Minecraft or whatever. Will we have to be connected to the internet, or can we just do that offline and watch us videotape each other while we kill each other, and then yeah, won't go into that. Anyway, next person, Andrew Wilson, who was the head of EA, who apparently Xbox and EA have signed a deal. Yeah, EA, I understand. It's kind of a big company. I don't know if that was something to brag about. I mean, a lot of the past couple of years, EA have been making the best decision. Basically, no gaming company has been making the best decision the past couple of years. You know, basically, Andrew Wilson, he was talking about how he wants games to be dynamic and intelligent. He basically wants the sports game to further accentuate that Xbox is going towards television. Pretty much what he was talking about. He's talking about dynamic environments and all this intelligence that's going into whenever you're playing Madden or whatever. And I think it's cool or whatever, but I really don't care if that's in a sports game. That's just me personally. And basically when they were doing this, they got a whole bunch of athletes, like RG3 was up there. He was really the only one I really remember and or could recognize. The next person, I'm running out of time here, but the next person was Phil Spencer. He was basically more showing graphical improvements over cool gameplay. They have this new game coming out called Quantum Break. It didn't show me anything. It showed me like this cool action scene. I think that was the trailer with the ship going through the bridge, but I didn't really. That trailer really confused me. It didn't show me anything. Tell me anything about the game. Tell me anything about the gameplay mechanics. Anything about the characters. I don't know what to expect. But basically, Phil, he told us that there's going to be 15 exclusives at launch, and 8 of them are going to be brand new. That's really cool. Why didn't we see any of that at the release? Once again, I assume E3 is going to take care of all of Um, Bonnie Ross was there. She's the head of 343 Studios. I think it's. I actually didn't know that the head of 343 Studios was a woman. I think that's really awesome. More diversity in the gaming world. Anyway, she came to talk about a live action Halo television series with Steven Spielberg. I think that's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see how that's going to go. Live action series with Steven Spielberg. As Angry Joe stated, it could be good because it could force Hollywood to pay more attention to the gaming world and have them take the gaming world a lot more seriously. Um, I don't feel like that was something that should have been saved for the the Microsoft press release. I feel like that could have been like a little tidbit slide in at E3. That's just me. We have really not an official release date. We have a release. Um, what's the word I'm looking for? A release window, which will be later this year. I believe that was also when the PS4 was going to be released. So Sony definitely will have some competition. Um, that's for the press release. I really wasn't really too impressed with it. That's just me. I personally don't plan on buying this the Xbox One or a PS4 or a Wii U. I'm gonna try to ride out this current console generation as long as I can. I know some of you guys are hardcore gamers and looking for the next big thrill, but not me. I'm gonna stick with it. Um, some other random tidbits that I have been hearing is apparently um, it'll need to run the Xbox One will need to be connected to the internet for most of the time that you have it. I think that's just to run some regular maintenance checks. Um, Hopefully, it'll check my heart in a case like I have clogged arteries, it'll call 911. But I doubt we're at that point yet, folks. But I believe it's just to make sure that you don't have any pirated games because when you buy a game with the Xbox One, it's going to come with a little code, and you need to buy the code that's in the packet. You're going to need to enter that online before you can actually play the disc, which is one of the reasons it needs to be connected online most of the time. So you can enter that code, and then that disc will be locked to that console. So if you want to let a friend borrow it, that's fine and dandy, but he would actually have to pay a fee to actually play it, which which makes me wonder, how's it gonna go for us poor folk, college kids who just want to go around and buy a game and share it with the rest of our floor or whatever, and have big tournaments and stuff like that. How's that gonna go? Another thing, how's it gonna affect the world or the dying world, I should say, of video game rentals? Will Microsoft and Redbox strike a deal? Or will I not only have to pay $2.19 for the game to rent it for a night, but will I also have to pay $5 to actually play it? Bringing my total to $7.19, where I could just pay however much it costs to um, play it. Anyway, that's just some stuff I've heard.
Friendly care package inbound. Friendly MQ-27 Dragonfire deployed. Hellstorm missile awaiting